Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss few numericals from the exercise chapter 3, motion in a straight line. Now the first numerical which we are going to discuss, it is in your exercise numerical unsolved. So we have taken this one, and numerical is like this. A drunk walking in a narrow lane takes 5 steps forward and 3 steps backward, followed again by 5 steps forward and 3 steps backward, and so on. I think you have understood. So a drunk person is walking like this. First of all, 5 steps forward and then 3 steps backward. In this way the person is moving, and the person is repeating the steps, starting with 5 steps forward and 3 steps backward. Now each step is 1 meter long and requires 1 second. So for 5 steps it requires 5 seconds, because each steps is 1 meter long. Definitely 5 steps carries 5 meter, and time require 5 seconds because each step is 1 second. Now in the question, plot the xt graph. It means position time graph or distance time graph of his motion. Determine graphically and otherwise how long the drunk takes to fall in a pit 13 meter away from the start. So try to understand this graph. I have drawn this graph. Now as per the question, it says that 5 steps forward. So in distance part, how far the person moves? 5 meter, because in distance axis you see the 5 meter corresponds 5 seconds, and the person is moving forward, and that's why the graph is a straight line moving upward. Now after reaching 5 steps corresponds to 5 seconds, the person moves back by 3 steps. So if the person moves 3 steps back, so where the person reach? The person reach 2 meter from the starting point, because each step is your 1 meter, and time corresponds 8 seconds, obviously, because 5 steps 5 seconds, and after that 3 steps, so 5 plus 3 it's your 8. So 8 seconds corresponds 2 meter because the person moves back. Now again the person starts his journey from 2 meter and the person moves 5 steps forward. It means now it is 7. Okay, and corresponds time is your 13, because 5 steps forward means 5 seconds. So now it is 13 seconds. So 13 seconds corresponds your 7 meter. Okay, and after that again the person moves back by 3 steps. So 7 is there, so 3 steps back means it's your 4 now, and the corresponds times is your 13 plus 3, it's your 16. So 4 corresponds 16 second. 4 meter corresponds 16 second. Again the person moves by 5 steps forward, so now it is 9, and the time is your 21. So 21 corresponds your 9. Again the person moves 3 steps back, so 9. Now it is your 6. 6 meter corresponds your 24, because 21 plus 3 24. Now 24 second corresponds your 6 meter. Again the person moves 5 steps, so 5 meter. So 6 plus 5 is your 11. 11 meter corresponds your 29 second. Now again the person moves back by 3 steps, so 11 back 3, it's your 8 now. Now 8 corresponds your again 3 second height. 29 plus 3 32. So 8 meter corresponds your 32 second. Now again the person moves 5 steps forward, so it's your 8. 8 plus 5 is your 13. and 13 meter corresponds here again 32 plus 5, that is your 37. So 13 meter it reaches corresponds to the time 37 second. So and the pit is 13 meter away from the starting point. So definitely the person takes 37 seconds to fall in the pit, which is 13 meter away. So that's why we have written from the graph, the drunkard takes 37 seconds to fall in a pit 13 meter away. I think I've understood, and it's a very nice sum. It seems to be complicated, but once you go through the graph, it's very interesting to understand. Now the next question is from the exercise again, unsolved part. A jet airplane traveling at a speed of 500 km per hour ejects its product of combustion at the speed of 1500 km per hour relative to the jet plane. The relative speed of the product of combustion is given. What is the speed of the latter with respect to an observer on ground? Try to understand. A jet airplane traveling at a speed of 500 km per hour ejects its product of combustion at a speed 1500 km per hour relative to the jet plane. So you have to find what is the speed of the latter. Latter part is your product of combustion with respect to an observer on ground. Now you see the jet plane is moving in a particular direction. We have given from left to right 500 km per hour. So definitely product of combustion will release left to right to left, as the jet is moving from left to right. So product of relative speed of the product of combustion with respect to the jet plane is your VPJ. We have written VPC, product of combustion, minus this one Z, velocity of the jet plane. Now product of relative speed of the product with respect to the jet plane. So we have taken the sign convention. From left to right it is positive, and from right to left it is your negative. So relative speed of the product of combustion with respect to the jet plane, we have taken minus 1500, and in the question it is given 1500 km per hour. So minus 1500 equal to VPC, product of combustion, minus velocity of the jet, that is your 500. So if you simplify, it's your minus 100 km per hour, and the negative sign is the sign convention which we have taken. From left to right is your positive, and from right to left is your negative. We have written here VPC, velocity of product of combustion, VJ, velocity of Z, VPJ, relative velocity of product of combustion with respect to the Z plane. Now the next sum, this is again unsolved sum. A car moving along a straight highway with a speed of 126 km per hour is brought to stop within a distance of 200 meters. What is the retardation of the car, and how long does it take for the car to stop? So a car is moving, so initially it is U, 126 km per hour. So you try to convert it in meter per second, and in the book itself is given 35 meter per second. Check it out. And it stops, that is why V equal to 0, and the distance is your 200 meter. So V square equal to E square minus 2S. So you find out A, V square U square minus V square by 2S. So U is your 35 and S is your 200. So on simplification, 3.06 meter per second square. It requires second time, so again use the equation V equal to U minus 80. So as it is the retardation, that's why we have considered negative. So V minus or U minus V by A gives you time. So U is your 35, V is your 0, 3.06. It comes out to be your 11.44 second. So please go through this sum and try to find out your doubts. And please do ask. Thank you.